Hi there, crafty pals. Louise here, and today is a 3 old 3 new share, which I haven't done for 2026 yet, but thought I'd get to it. So I've got these butterflies, the November acrylic piece and paper collection Afternoon in the Park from Paper Rose Studios, an Australian brand. I've got some little bits of I can't even think of what those round things are called. Where has my brain gone? Anyway, you can see what I've collected here. I don't need to explain it in a voiceover, but we're going to use this photo, which is actually from a recent race day. I didn't get to the races very much in 2025, but I did a couple with my sister-in-law and one of my closest friends, and I'm so grateful for her. But we did get to this pink themed race day, which was Melbourne Cup at our local. So I didn't actually get to the Melbourne Cup, but it was Melbourne Cup day in our local races. So pink theme, a lovely photo. I had a beautiful outfit which came together really nicely, and a lovely hat. So I snapped a quick pic, and of course it's got to go in the scrapbook. So working on a sort of a side-by-side, I initially mounted my photo and then decided that for my embellishments I was going to go ahead and create an area just directly off to the side that would work perfectly. I'm going to fussy cut this little element, and as you can see I've distressed the edges as well. So this is really all about just creating a cluster on that right hand side, just to help bring the story together. And to create something pretty. So a really nice little collection from Paper Rose. I love this one with the different elements. I am going to use some foam tape as well, and really just work with the elements that I have available to me and not spend too much time sort of overthinking it. The trickiest part of this was actually coming up with the background. So you'll see as this layout develops that the circular element, which is something that I'm sort of reaching for at the moment, helping me bring my layouts together. I really struggled to get something into that background. I thought about the black sort of technique that I've done in a recent video where, you just spread black gesso around and it gives you this really textured, fun background. But having already done that, I didn't want to, do something that I'd already done. I wanted to sort of spread my wings a little bit, so to speak, and do something different. So I'm going to use my trusty tool, which is my dinner plate, and I'm going to trace that circle. And then this layout actually sat on my desk for probably a good week or even longer while I worked on other projects and thought about just how I wanted to bring this together. And so while I'm doing other projects, I'm thinking about different types of creativity and how I want things to sort of look and work, and techniques that I can share with you. Have a look around my craft room. Is it a simple matter of just pulling out an element of something that I haven't used for a really long time? And that's what got me over the line in this case, was actually pulling out my mink foils. So I'd used a pattern paper on a completely different layout, and it had foil. And I thought to myself, I could foil this circular background. That's something that I haven't done for a while. That's a great way to bust some stash. It fits with the 3 old 3 new, and really just worked in the best possible way because it got the layout finished. It was a fun and interesting technique to share with you, and it met the brief. So absolutely, I definitely struggled with this one. I want you to understand and realize, if you're watching these videos, that none of us are perfect crafters. Sometimes a layout will come together so easily that it just happens, and then other times, like this one, it might sit on the desk for a couple of days until you come back to it and find exactly what works. So I use the Deco Foil range of products. I do like their foiling paste because it's a hot or cold foil. And what that basically means is that, as you can see, my technique here where I cold foil it is you don't need to feed it through a machine, is you can simply just spend some time with the foil over the top, attaching it. And I like to just use the back of a tool, which is kind of rubbery. And yeah, just get the foil onto that paste. You have to spread the paste quite thickly to give it something to stick to, and I like a quite a chunky stencil so that you really get that foil in the background. I also let my paste dry naturally. I don't use a heat gun. It can take a good 24 hours for it to dry, so I like to just leave it and let it sit there. And then pulling out a piece of foil, as you can see the back of my tool there, I'm just basically going to lay the foil over the top and apply quite a large amount of pressure. This because the type of paste that we have applied, you don't need to apply heat. It basically just attaches. It is very sticky, so be aware that anything you stick to it will probably get attached, and it's very easy to rip the paper off the background, so just be aware of that. But foiling has so many different ways that you can use it. There are so many different types of foils, and they really can make for very interesting backgrounds. You can see that this technique doesn't have a lot of waste. It's very easy to put together, and for the final stages it's quite quite effective. I love the stencil and the shape and how it all came together. So that is my 3 old 3 new share for you today. I hope that you enjoyed. Thank you for watching, and as always, happy scrapping.